Good morning. It's early in St. Petersburg and I am just getting ready. Well, I'm just walking the dogs before, oh, the sun's in my face, before we head over to Novgorod, where we're travelling back up again today. We've arrived in our land again, and we're only here for a short time this time. Because we had to come up and do a little bit of documentation for our timber. It turns out we didn't have to actually come up here, but hey, that's life. But anyway, we're here now, so I'll show you how we left it. So my plan today is to move some of. Let me turn the camera around here. So that's a better view. So the plan is to move some of this timber here, which is Dimovka, which is 25 by 150 millimeters, and the plan is to move it up onto here into this area here, which is if you watched the last video where I finished off this flooring. It isn't actually finished. There's the noggins or the studs to put in this lot here, but before I put the studs in, I want to create a platform, and that platform is going to be made out of this. So if I can balance across here a little bit. Wait. So I'm moving across here like a tightrope walker. So that's this stuff here. These 25s by 150s are going to be put on here, across here, to create this platform. And the reason for the platform is that I need that so that I'm not having to jump in and out of this foundation when I'm putting the next bit of floor down. I can do it from above, kind of thing. So that's that. Why am I putting the noggins in yet? The studs in. The reason I'm not putting the studs in yet is because it's an attempt to save on material. So if I cut up a piece of 6 metre timber to put these pieces in here, these studs in, then I've just wasted a piece, because as you know, as you're cutting these pieces in and these pieces in, there's always going to be some left over, and those leftover pieces invariably go in, make the studs up. So to cut a piece down specifically for that would be a waste. So the studs can go in at any time, really. All it is coming along with the nail gun and banging them in. It's no big deal. So we'll leave those out until timber becomes available. So I've got some offcuts going to there. That's what that's about. That's the next stage while I'm here this time is just literally to cover up this here with timber, and then to maybe I'm going to put in the entranceway, the small deck there that will form the entranceway into the house. Maybe I will do that. I don't know yet. I've got very little nails here at the moment, so we weren't actually planning to come up and build anything this time. So, but anyway, we'll see how we go on. Well, I've been busy moving this timber over. Sorry I didn't record this, but I didn't bring my tripod with me this time, so it's very difficult to put the phone anywhere. So unfortunately I didn't video that, but there wasn't much to see anyway. But as you can see, I've got this Dimovka, these 150s by 25s down here, and all sprayed. And there's some other stuff over there that's 100 by 25s and 150 by 25s, which will be used over here. So I'm not sort of double moving them for no reason. They're on there they'll be used over here. This is only put down temporarily, by the way. This flooring here. In actual fact, there'll be gaps between each one of about 2 centimeters between each piece of timber when it's in place. The reason this is here is that, well, it's giving me a platform to work on, and before when the walls are up and the roof's on, and the walls are sealed, then the next stage is to put the insulation in the floor. Now, to do the floor, we have to get underneath and affix membrane and metal netting to stop mice coming in, and so that's got to go under there. So this will all be removed, well, I'll move to one side when the insulation goes in. So it's not going to be fixed down, it's not cut to the right sizes or anything, it's just very roughly cut approximately into the size, and that'll be the same all across the whole thing, which will then give me a platform where I can work and we can put the walls up. So the walls will be built on this platform here and then raised around their property and in the centre as well. So that's the reason for this going on here now, and this is stacking up ready for the next phase when I come back again. When we've got to go back to St. Petersburg, and then we'll be back again before the end of the month, and we will continue on with the floorboards, with the flooring, and hopefully we'll get the walls up this year before winter and most of the roof stuff done, and then the frame will be left over the winter period, and then come back in the summer for the final roof and whatever. So that's where we're at. Today's moving that, and you can see I've got some stuff down here that I want to restack to make sure that it's properly sprayed and stacked so it doesn't go mouldy. So that's going to be moved now onto bits of pile, which I'm going to put down here. That's all going to be stacked up properly, all the 50 by 50s down there, and then that'll be left until we come back. I'll put the screws in here again, they're all finished up now. This can be closed up really, I suppose, but so yeah, anyway, that's what we're at. It's slow progress this time. I have got the compressor here, I have got the nail gun here, and I am going to probably do a bit over there, maybe, but we'll see how things work out. What I've done over here is a bit of stuff that I'd wanted to do for a while, and that is the pile of timber that was here has now been removed, and this is what I've done. What I've done is move the Dimofka, which is 25s by 150s. Some of them I've moved over here, and they have been sprayed, and you can see they just laid down very loosely on these boards. The flooring hasn't had its studs put in yet. It's just literally put on here so that it gives me a platform to walk on and to work on while I'm doing the next phase, which is going to be that there, the flooring there. I've moved some of the Dimofka up here. These were actually very close to the ground over there, and I wanted them away from there and sprayed before they started to get black. There was some signs of blackening happening where I hadn't sprayed fully. You can see there's one right here. You can see that. You see the blacks coming in, mould. So obviously that won't be used on the flooring, but for a temporary floor it's okay. Can't use that black stuff in your house. What else have we done? That's the end piece I cut off of there, the temporary floor, and over here is where that was. These are now restacked and resprayed, which is 50 by 50s and 25s by 50s. They're all stacked there, so they'll stay there now until the end of the build probably. They are spacers, or what's known as reiki in Russian, and these go between the wall and the final finish, which would in this case is imitation Bruce or siding, if you like to call it that. So they'll probably not move now. If I can get now I've got some timber stacked up so I can stand on it without falling over. I'll show you a better view of this. So that's the view of the foundation as it is, and you can see where my finger is, that's the tam board or no, I'm lying, that's the terrace, the little one. And then the tambour, which is the entranceway, which is right there. Then the first bedroom will go in there. The toilet goes between there. The bathroom next to it. The main bedroom is going to be, oh sorry, no, there is a garderobe, which is a walk-in closet, which will be, or walk-in wardrobe, which will be right there. Then we've got a main bedroom here, between up there. And then here goes the living room, or the main family room, sitting room, whatever you want to call it. When I was a kid we used to call it front room. And then here we've got the boiler room there, Katolny, which is going to go in the back there. And then the kitchen will go from there around here to here, and here is where the terrace is going to be, and the front wall will be there, if you like. So it goes up there, along there, then the windows there. What else have I done while I've been here? I have put in the screws in there that I missed the last time because I ran out of zinc screws. There's a little video I'm going to insert now. If you remember from last video, I'd run out of screws for the joist hangers down there. You can see them just the edge of the video there up. And the reason I didn't buy ordinary screws in the shop was because I wanted zinc plated ones. This is an example of an ordinary self tapper in English, I suppose. In Russian these are samarays. As you can see, this one is a black one, and it's got rust on it already. That's what will happen in your wood, it goes rusty, and then chances are the end will snap off eventually. What you should be using on outside work is these type. This is the same screw basically the same thing, except that this one is zinc plated. I'll show you this a bit closer. They are a lot more expensive, but they won't break the bank. It's worth the investment of putting those in. If you see a company coming in and they're doing work for you and they're putting these on the outside walls, you should be questioning why they're putting those on there. Shouldn't be doing it. Should be using zinc plated, stops rust. And also if you're putting siding on anywhere and you're using zinc plated ones, they won't rust and ruin your nice siding. Nails, the same thing, zinc plated rather than ordinary black self tappers. As you can see, it's very secure. Actually, in fact, you know, with the floorboard in, these are 150s by 50s millimeters, and they haven't got the studs in yet. It's just put on this on top, and even so, it's still, there's no bounce in the floor. It's still very, very solid, and it's a good thing to consider if you're having one of these type of houses built. Is don't go for the final finish straight onto the floor joist, which is what the plan of this one was originally, when they did their plan, and I changed it, and I'm putting in these Dimovka, and it gives it a really, really solid floor, a real difference. When the plywood or TSP goes on top of this, the final finish, gives it a real solid floor, no movement at all. It's really worth doing the extra expense, which is a tiny amount, to get these put in. These don't actually go in. These when these go in actually in the final floor, they don't go in right next to each other. There's a little gap. There's about a 2 centimeter gap between each one, and that provides a really, really solid floor. It's not going to move anywhere. Even now you can feel it's solid, you know. And that's without a single nail in there, nothing. It's just, they just laid it. They're not even cut to the right size. In fact, you can see up here. They just laid on literally as a temporary floor. But yep, that's it. That's where we're at. So I'll turn you around. This video's come to an end. There's not much else I can show you. We have to go back to St. Petersburg. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're enjoying the build. As you can see behind me, I hope you enjoy this build, follow this build, and you can see exactly how the stages progress and the little insider tips that nobody's going to show you. Builders certainly won't show you, and cowboy builders definitely won't show you. So I'll show you those things to look out for. Mainly in Russia, the main thing within frame housing or any housing here is heat loss through the walls, to the floors. That's the thing you're always battling in a cold climate. Although this isn't such a cold climate, in winter time it can, here in Novgorod, it can hit -20, yeah, but not going to go much lower than -20. But even so, at -20 outside, if you've got gaps in your framework or sloppy joints and you haven't filled them in, then you are going to feel it. You're going to have drafts all the time, which means you've got to turn the heating up, which costs more. You know, the expense goes up in your daily outgoings, and you can use that money on other things. So I'll show you all that stuff as we go along in these videos. Oh, I've got my finger in the way of the camera. I'll show you all these things in the videos and how you can avoid them, what you can do, simple things to prevent that stuff happening. And then as the videos go further on, we'll show you the landscaping of the garden, what we're going to do and how that goes on in general life. Okay, I'll see you in the next video. On the next video we'll be putting in the floor, finishing off that, and hopefully this year we will be raising the walls, and we'll see how far we get, what materials left over and how far exactly we're going to get. So look forward to the next videos that are coming.